Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, November 8th, 2021. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. And, I got a call on Saturday morning about a sneak preview of a brand new film called King Richard starring Will Smith. It was happening over at Maryland Hall, and it's about Serena and Venus Williams and their father and how they achieved their greatness. It's quite an inspiring film, but the coolest thing was that dozens of kids from across the city were brought in for free and provided a meal from a food truck right there at Maryland Hall. Now, this was brought to us by the Annapolis Film Festival, folks, and it will be released in the U.S. in theaters on November 19th, so this was really a very special showing here. And speaking of the film festival, back this year in person, March 31st to April 3rd, so save those dates. All right, it is Monday. We have some news, so let's get into it, shall we? Okay, crime in Annapolis is on the rise. Follow along if you can. On Friday morning, police held a press conference to announce the arrest of two people in connection with a murder on Pleasant Street back on October 14th. That's the good news, and from there, it's pretty much all downhill. Let's back up a little bit. On Wednesday, there was a midday shooting at Bay Ridge Road and Cypress Avenue, sending one man to the hospital. Also on Wednesday, shortly after that, there was an armed home invasion that police had labeled as a burglary for some reason in their public releases. Thursday, shots fired at Ben's Drive and Marks Court. No victims were found, but property was damaged. On Friday, about 90 minutes after that press conference I just told you about, in the same area where the murder occurred, more shots rang out again. No victims, but property damage. About 2 hours after that, another midday shooting at Forest Drive and Tyler, sending one to the hospital. And to wrap up Friday, just after 8 p.m. near the Eastport Community Center, a gunfight erupted, sending a 16-year-old male to the hospital. Now, thankfully, none of the injuries were believed to be life-threatening on anybody, so that's the good news there. In a statement, the mayor said that he commends the police for their efforts and the arrests. They did make an arrest on that Friday night shooting, and he also said that the chief of police has initiated a, quote, call-up mode, unquote, which apparently calls in all officers from off-duty to increase patrols. However, residents of Eastport tell us they didn't notice any increased presence of police in the neighborhood over the weekend. The chief has also said he is asking the FBI to step up their efforts with informants and to monitor social media. I'm unclear why that's not being done by our own force, but hey, I guess that's why I'm not the police chief. And you want to stay tuned because we do have a report about some inconsistencies in this realm coming out hopefully a little bit later on this week. The U.S. Treasury and Maryland have a little bit of a dispute. The Treasury says that Maryland has not distributed the COVID relief funds for rental assistance in a timely manner and are at risk of losing that funding. Maryland says payments are flowing along pretty well. According to the Baltimore Sun, in a letter to Senator Van Hollen, the Treasury Department said that as of the end of September, Maryland had distributed less than 30% of the funding. With all that said, Treasury also has laid out options for states to take that can prevent the funds from being withdrawn. Hopefully, Maryland will take advantage of those. Good on Himmel's Landscape and Garden Center and their customers up in the Dena. During September, they collected donations at the register for the Anne Arundel County Food Bank. They matched some of that, and then former County Executive John Leopold, also a board member of the food bank, personally matched it. Altogether, they raised nearly $2,000 for the Anne Arundel County Food Bank. Now, Leopold has done this with several other local businesses, and the food bank is in dire need of donations, both food and funds. And you can find out more about that at aafoodbank.org. Hey, here's a freebie for you. If you have a library card from the Anne Arundel County Public Library, and you can actually get one right now online at aacpl.net, but if you have a card, you get into the county parks through Friday for free. Now, this does include Downs, Quiet Waters, Fort Smallwood, Kinder Farm, Jug Bay. Just flash that card and sail right in on the entrance. Finally, I hope you caught the local business spotlight we dropped on Saturday with Monica from Bread and Butter Kitchen. It was fun, and fair warning, there are a significant number of F-bombs that may have been dropped. We also dropped a significant bonus podcast with Dr. Friedman from Evolve Direct and Primary Care about what COVID looks like right here in Anne Arundel County and how it may interact with the upcoming flu season, what to do on boosters, and much more. That's definitely worth a listen. All right, that's it for the news. But first, a quick thank you to our sponsors for today's Daily News Brief: Solar Energy Services, the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company, and the Hospice of the Chesapeake. All righty, it is Monday, and Anne Arundel is here with your Monday Money Report. And as always, George Young from DC MDVA Weather is here with your locally forecast weather. All of that coming up in just a bit.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, November 8th. Not a bad weekend for the Annapolis region, but the week ahead is going to be even better, with weather just about as good as you can get in early to mid-November. Look for plenty of sunshine today through Thursday, with temps above average in the 60s each day, with some spots on the map possibly hitting 70-plus degrees ahead of a cold front coming through from the west at the end of the week or the start of the weekend, which will deliver some showers and storms sometime Friday, and likely lasting off and on into Saturday, with an outside chance that some precip remains possible even into Sunday, with temps dropping back into the mid-50s to lower 60s Saturday, and likely even cooler on Sunday. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DC MDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And of course, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download our app on all of your devices by searching DC MDVA Weather from the Apple or Google App Stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company.
So maybe you've heard by now, the real estate market is hot. Actually, on fire might be a better term. And if you've been thinking about changing your address lately, but need to get your house market ready, here are a few simple tips to make your house shine. Clear the clutter. Basically making your house look like no one lives there when you still live there. Removing everything from kitchen and bathroom countertops is a great start. Give your house a deep clean. We're not just talking about a simple dust and vacuum. Think of this as detailing your house. Get into those hard-to-reach places, especially in the rooms buyers will focus on, like the kitchen and bathrooms, and power wash the outside walkways and decks. A fresh coat of paint can go a long way. Light gray and white trim is a safe choice. And finally, talk to us. The Kristi Neidhardt Team can help you find things you might not notice around your house that can make a huge difference in your sale price.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing, it can be confusing. Anne Arundel, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it all for over 17 years. Are you ready? Now here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Anne Alsina of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. The jobs report released last week showed job growth rebounded in October, with the economy adding over 500,000 jobs and unemployment dropping further to 4.6%. Federal Reserve Board of Governors met and is holding interest rates steady for now, but has begun reducing or tapering its purchases of government bonds and mortgage-backed securities. Large U.S. companies also continued reporting strong earnings, with 82% of S&P 500 companies beating analyst expectations. All of that adds up to another record high set last week. If you work for a large company or the government, you're probably in or about to be in the open enrollment period for benefits. While it's not possible to give specific advice on a podcast, I can provide some general guidelines and things to consider as you make your selections for next year. If your company offers short and long-term disability coverage, I would encourage you to take the highest level of coverage you can. This insurance replaces your income if illness or injury prevents you from working. If you have the option to pay for this insurance with after-tax dollars, making that selection means the benefits paid out would be tax-free to you. I'm not a big fan of accidental death and dismemberment policies. It's essentially betting that you're going out in a fiery blaze of glory. When we calculate life insurance coverage, AD&D policies are not included in that planning. If you have children under 14, a dependent care account allows you to put away money for daycare, before and after school care, and summer day camps tax-free. For health insurance, I recommend checking out high deductible health plans, or HDHPs, if your company offers one. People are often scared off by the high deductible and fail to consider the premiums are usually much less expensive. An HDHP allows you to contribute tax-free dollars to a health savings account, or HSA. Money that comes out to pay for qualified medical expenses is also tax-free on withdrawal. The HSA carries over from year to year and can play a big role in covering medical expenses in retirement. To compare costs, we run two calculations. The first is total annual premiums plus the deductible, less any contributions that your company makes to your HSA. This is a good comparison for a normal year without many medical needs. Next, we look at total premiums plus maximum out-of-pocket costs. Again, less any employer HSA contributions. Your action to take this week is to complete your FAFSA if you have a high school senior or college student. Be sure to check out all of our tools on our website at CovingtonAlsina.com, as well as our Facebook page for more information. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Great Valley Advisory Group, a registered investment advisor. Covington Alsina and Great Valley Advisory Group are separate entities from LPL Financial. All performance references historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions voiced in this show are for general information only and are not to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be appropriate for you, contact the appropriate qualified professional prior to making a decision. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Anne Arundel with Covington Alsina.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services, with your Clean Energy Minute. Does your home experience power outages? Or maybe you're concerned about energy resilience in general? If so, that's another great reason to consider clean, quiet solar-powered energy with battery backup. You may have heard residential solar adoption has rapidly increased during the pandemic for multiple reasons, and many homeowners, like yourself, are adding battery backup and electric vehicle charging to their solar projects. And with Maryland's residential energy storage income tax credit, along with the federal tax credit for batteries when paired with solar, the economics are quite compelling, and that secure feeling is even better. So whether you're looking for clean energy, energy resilience, or overall peace of mind with solar energy, we can help. To schedule a free solar design, call us today at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net. But hurry, sunshine's a-wasting.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.